Sawasdee krap, it's time for another great dish with Cook Thai with Moo. In today's clip, it's a prelude to other stir-fried noodle dishes. And you guessed it, we're gonna make ourselves a homemade rice noodle or kway teow sen yai. In my honest opinion, this is the best kind of noodle for stir-frying dishes. Unfortunately, it's not very easy to find, and the dried ones are not working as well as the fresh ones, so we have to make it ourselves. If you can find it in a supermarket, just buy it, it's much easier. In all fairness, this dish doesn't have a lot of ingredients, as you can see in front of you, but it is a little bit time consuming. For the rice noodle, of course you need rice flour. This is a Thai brand, but you can use other brands too. Also, I'm using a scale here in the case that you don't have measurement cups, but you do have the scale, or the vice versa. I personally like the scale more because it's more precise, but if you're using the cup, don't forget to knock on it while putting in the flour too, so that you get the same amount. I use tapioca starch, which will provide the stretchiness to the noodle. If you don't put in at all, it will break very easily. If you add in too much, then it will be too chewy. So the amount that we'll be adding in is about half the amount of the rice flour. Same thing here. Give it a shake to make sure that you get the flour packed into the measuring cup. Then followed by water. I use 280 grams or 9.9 ounce here, or that's about 1 cup and 4 more tablespoons. Then start stirring it to mix well. Beware of the lumps of the flour at the bottom too. The other way is to put in the water slowly until you're sure that all the flours are dissolved before putting in the rest. In some recipe, they ask you to rest this batter for about 1 hour. I tried multiple times, from not resting at all, 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, and 1 hour. And the results are almost exactly the same. I honestly cannot notice the differences. So I don't think you need to rest it, honestly. For this dish, you need a steamer and a flat surface container like this one. You can use any normal baking tray too, as long as it fits into your steamer. Unfortunately, I don't have a steamer at home. But with creativity, I don't need all the kitchen utensils. And I have the wok here filled with water and a lid, of course. And I also have this rack that I can put on top of the water so that my tray can sit right above the water. You don't want the tray itself to be floating in the water. And you'll need vegetable oil, which I have it in here, and a brush. Use the brush to apply a layer of oil on the tray. You can be generous on the oil. Before putting in the batter, make sure you stir it every time. How much batter you put in depends on how thick you like your noodle. For my tray here, I put in 4 tablespoons. It won't cover the entire tray, so my trick is to first shake it around, put the tray into the steamer, then tilt the pan itself. Once the tray heats up, the batter will start to form over the bottom so that it's easier to stick. For the last resort, you can use a spoon to help it even out, or even put in a little bit more batter. Leave it to cook for about 1 to 1.5 minutes. You will see that the batter will start to bubble up. That's when it's done. Get the tray out and apply the oil on top of the noodle. Watch out though, it is still hot. The oil is to help each layer of noodle to not stick together. Peel the batter out from the tray. Put that onto your cutting board or a plate to rest first. Then you can repeat the process. This time, I'll use 5 tablespoons of batter, which I think is still acceptable thickness. And you'll see that it's much easier to spread across. And even this much, sometimes it won't spread all across. I recommend you try as little batter as you can to cover the tray first. Thick noodle is not yummy. Using my trick, when you first shake it, it should cover about 90% of the tray. When you're done with the second one, just take it on top of the first and repeat the process. This thing is a bit time-consuming process, so you might want to use 2 trays for this. Using 2 trays, you can prepare the second tray while the first one is still steaming. One last note. You only need to steam it until it's cooked, which is about 1 to 1.5 minutes. Doing any longer would not hurt, but also it will not make any differences too. There you go. See how stretchy this is? Now let's go make it into real noodle. Alright, now we have this blob. Look at that, it's quite thick, huh? This is enough for about 2 to 3 portions. What we'll do next is to cut it into long stripes, like what the noodle should be. Aim for about 1.5 to 2 centimeters thickness, or half to 3/4 of an inch. Cut it all the way, otherwise the edges will have multiple cuts. Now the only thing to do is separate each layer out from the block. It's time consuming to do it one by one, so the trick is to scrub it in your hand. Do that in the middle of the noodle. It will help separate each layer so that you can peel it out much faster. Alright, we have all of these things ready. So just one more step. If you want to keep this overnight, but by the way, I recommend you make it fresh and make it on the day itself. But if you want to keep it overnight, leave it out for about 1 to 2 hours so that it aerates a bit, so that the moisture goes out. If you put it into the airtight container in the fridge right away, it will start to be a little bit mushy, so it will not be as good for the next day. In any case, stay tuned for my next video where I'll be using this noodle to make the stir-fry noodle that I mentioned. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel too. I'll see you next time. สวัสดีครับ